mathematically mean?
That's why I taped that thing, because I knew you like to bang on the table.
I'm sorry.
That was exactly why I taped it, because I said he bangs the table every time. Good morning.
Hey!
What's happening?
What's happening with you?
Two Bros Podcast.
Young man.
You,
sir.
Two Bros Podcast, episode 13.
God. We got snow on the ground.
Huh?
Got a little snow on the ground.
Yeah, we did. We got some snow. People went nuts. They got snow in Atlanta.
Did they really?
Oh, Atlanta got... Atlanta gets hammered and they get goofy. Like, they shut everything down.
Well, but they don't get hammered. That's the thing. They
Right.
don't get hammered with snow.
Right.
They get like a trace of snow and shit shuts down. And I remember like a few years ago, they had what would amount to like an inch of snow.
Yeah.
And there were people like locking themselves
groceries.
in 7-Eleven and stuff, and everything shut down. And get out!
Yeah, people get a little crazy with that, because they just afraid of. Actually, they don't have a lot of.
They don't have. They don't have
like tow trucks.
Services or anything.
Yeah, they have no services that are ready for that. So
there were a couple places like when a huge storm hit in the southeast some time ago, they had to. Either buy or like ask another state. Say, hey, can we get some tow trucks or some salt trucks or whatever you use to pick up snow? What do you use? Little, the Mexicans clean this up? I mean, how does this work? I don't know.
The good thing about New York is that we're upstate and downstate.
Right.
So Buffalo is like they got 50 of those things on standby.
They're laughing at us.
Yeah, they look at it. I mean, I've seen like these corridors of snow and 10 feet high, and I remember the girls' team. One of the girls that went to the program, she played at Niagara or whatever, and they were going. Ron was going up there, and they were talking about stuck for like hours. Like 8 to 9 hours on a bus. In the middle of what looked to be like they thought they could go through it, I guess. And I guess
halfway through,
it was like, we can't go, and we can't go back either. And it was like 100 cars behind them, people trying to go down this road. So that's just crazy, man. Snow is something, I guess, like you said, we're from New York, you get used to it, so we're kind of like, it's just snow,
Plus, relatively, like, most towns do a good job of cleaning up, making sure the streets are okay and stuff like that. So, I mean, they're very... And this wasn't a lot of snow. This was, maybe like, I guess it amounts to, like, I think they said, like, 6 inches or something like that.
I got enough here because I have a drift. So I get I'm a corner property, so I get the little drift here, but it wasn't
even an accumulative 6 inches.
It wasn't like it was just...
a little bit. It was probably slippery in the morning because it froze.
Yeah, I did go to the grocery store yesterday to pick up some things because we just needed them. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like I was going because of I'm going to bunker down, but I was
cases of water and batteries.
Yeah. Well, that I keep batteries and stuff because of the last blackout and all that other stuff. And I have all that auxiliary stuff. I just can't wait to use it. Like, now you hope something happens. Like,
I can pull it out.
We get to pull out the kit.
Pull out this strobe flashlight that you can
I have one of those.
Distract muggers.
Speaking of muggers.
Oh, shit.
Some fucker decided to come into my driveway and go in my wife's car. And they emptied out.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, they emptied out the change. So wherever the fuck you are, I hope it was helpful for you. I hope you got a meal out of it.
Took the change.
Took the whole change console. Like, this guy was either running for his life or whatever it was. And it's always unfortunate when it happens to you because you feel violated.
Absolutely.
And you just feel like someone came in my property.
Absolutely.
And was like looking, and where we are, it's like either he randomly was going picking handles or he just got fucking lucky or whatever else. And she somehow was carrying stuff into the house and didn't go back out and lock the door. So when I came out in the morning, we were like, hey, her door was open, the sun visor was down. Looked kind of shoveled. And I was like, did you leave your door open? Or I said, you better come out and check. And she said, sure enough, they took the whole change console.
But is that all they did, though?
That's all they did.
Nothing was broke?
Nothing was broke.
See, in a situation like that, it's better if you just take the fucking car.
Well, no. In that case,
because you get a car back.
Well, in that case, it was only $4 and change. So thank God they didn't
break anything.
Right. If they would have ramshacked it and did that, I would have preferred they stole the whole car, because then you could do that, because then it's or they broke the window.
Right.
Like I used to park when I took the subway. I used to park in Parsons and Archer to get into Manhattan.
Right.
And those back blocks, like behind the Q Club and all that. And every day was like, please, no glass, please, no glass, please, no glass. And you look, one time, I saw a pile of glass there. I was like, damn. And they took my speaker box out the back. Jesus. And then I was like, damn, too. I take the box out before I go and drive. I was like, this is just fucking nuts.
It's a fucked up feeling.
It's a horrible feeling.
It's a horrible
bro.
feeling.
It's a horrible feeling.
I
And
remember when I visited my friend Peanut. He lives in Albany. And he lives in the spot he is in is kind of like this, like it's like right off of where all like these abandoned buildings are. Yeah,
you drive?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So and it's like a spot as all these abandoned buildings start becoming a nice area. So it's it's on that cusp.
Okay.
You know, of like, you know, if you go 2 blocks here, you're kind of hood spotted.
Yes.
You go 2 blocks up this way, you're where all the fucking
I know exactly what you're talking about too. Shit. I mean that town is.
And when I parked. You park your car, but then nighttime hits and we're getting ready to go to bed, and I'm like,
I could be okay with it.
Is that okay over there? Can I see out the window? Every once in a while I would get up and like look out.
Yeah, the alarms are weird. Like people have been so desensitized over car alarms that it's like, remember you came last time, it was like, whoa. It was like, no, that's someone's alarm. Like, that's really going on.
So there was no, there's no response. Yeah, you got to change up your alarm. Like, your alarm's got to go, hey! This ain't your car!
Well, that was like the Viper thing, remember? Stand back.
Yeah.
So once 1 or 2 guys had that, it was like, all right, buddy, we got it. It's fucking protected by Viper. Run back.
Because then you got to everybody gets together and say, hey, okay, that car over there, that says shit when you fuck with it. So if you do decide
Hey, Chad!
Somebody in your car! I know your wife says she's going to visit some friends, but I know it's not her.
That's so violating. You come in, people say, one time a guy left me a note, and it said, they used to steal my speaker box almost every 4 months, every 3 months, and I was an asshole. Just kept buying them over. Fuck these motherfuckers! Watch me get a better one. I'm gonna get a. And one guy left me a note. You know what it said?
Oh Jesus!
I heard you playing Tribe when you came up to.
Yeah.
Booming and you're booming and you're booming in your Jeep. What the fuck? I'm looking at the note.
So a smart ass crook is.
I just looked at it and I just. All right, buddy. And this is it. I was like, this is the last time I'm parking here.
So now, what would you? So it begs the question then. What would you? Because they're like right outside your house. I think that's probably the scariest thing.
Yeah, that's the
they're
scariest.
right outside your house, and they're shoveling through shit. So they're not like maybe they are career criminals.
No, because there was stuff in the car you didn't get. There was stuff that was.
They're desperate.
There was stuff that was more valuable than the change on the seat. And he just left it.
Well, they don't understand.
Yeah, that means he was. That means he was just rummaging. He was just like, oh, change something.
But let's say you wake up and you look out the window and you see somebody rummaging.
Oh, he's gonna get popped.
Car.
He's gonna get popped. Unfortunately, he'll get popped. Yeah, he gets a little. That's That's a final thing. I mean, that's that happens, and it almost happened to Ron one time. He was locked out one night. And he came home late, and my bedroom is the window, but it's in the back. Like, you have to really go through the back 2 gates, and he's like, yo, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, he's like, it's me, daddy. Yeah. I'm you're gonna get fucking shot in the face for fucking you left your key. Told you don't leave your key. And it wasn't that he left his key. We locked the second lock, which,
okay.
By accident.
You gotta do better than like saying, yo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He said nigga shit. Like, he said, yo,
exactly.
yo.
That's
like, what the fuck? And I'm asleep, so I'm waking up out of a slumber, and
if
I'm like,
he said dad.
Yeah, I would have got, and we have the whistle. The simple whistle. He did that, I would have been, oh shit, what's going on? Then I would have gathered myself together.
Like a code whistle?
It's just a 2-tone whistle.
I can't whistle.
Shit, Mom used to do, actually. That's where I got it from. Mom used to do that. I can't whistle. Well, you ate the fucking potatoes, that's why.
Oh, okay.
Probably why. What was the thing in the cartoons you couldn't whistle? They used to pour something. Alum.
Alum.
Is that real?
I have no idea. Yeah, your mouth would pucker up.
Yeah. It would get small.
Yeah.
And then it would just... Fucking Tom and Jerry, man.
Cartoons ain't what they used to be.
No, man. I tried to... Matter of fact, because of the snow, I was like, all right, I'll watch some cartoons and sit around. And they had like some Transformer rescue bot, whatever. And I was like, what is this? Like, it just didn't make any sense. And I think it's me because I'm older, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm looking for something more. Like, I was looking for real, like, Transformers and, you know, the old stuff. And now I do watch, like, the old stuff. Like, I watch He-Man. I watch all the old Sword of Omens, Thundercats.
Okay.
Because you could get them on, like, Amazon. Even on YouTube, some channels have them. And they're really super fun to watch. But
you notice how a lot of it, if you catch some of the old Tom and Jerry ones, they've dubbed over... They've if there's supposed to be like a house servant in there, you know, the original voice was like
the old mammy.
Yeah, the old mammy.
Yeah, it was old mammy and Tom.
Thomas, what you doing with yourself in there now? Dude, come on, now it's now, which I don't think it's any better, but it's supposed to be an Irish woman's voice. What's the fucking difference?
Yeah.
So well, damn, they can't be niggers, so fucking make a mix.
What's the
damn difference?
Make him a leprechaun. Oh, so Thomas, are you going outside?
Exactly. It's the same shit.
And get me pot of gold.
Like some of the censor shit they're trying to do, like the book, the Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn books.
Oh, it says like nigger like how many times? Like 80 something.
Right. But they want to change it. I think they tried to change it, like so he's no longer nigger Jim.
Yeah.
He's slave Jim. Is that any fucking better?
That's not better, dude. Nigger Jim.
Nigger Jim. Well, I if I had my choice,
my nigger Jim.
I'd rather be nigger Jim.
That's my nigger Jim.
Than slave Jim.
My nigger Jim.
That's right.
My nigger.
My nigger.
Instead of slave Jim.
Slave Jim.
Go bust up a shifferoob. These things. American history is so warped with the way they told stories, and I think it's just, you know, it makes parenting for real. Like you have to actually read it with your kids and know it, and then kind of filter it, but explain it too. Like you can't just let the school system be in charge of the explanation. Right. Like you gotta have some input too, so that
dig a little deeper.
Yeah, so that you could have an input and not cry about it, but at least you could say, "Hey, this
is kind of
inaccurate. Yeah, this is not the way it went down."
Yeah, because if you go through what they teach you in American history, black people were slaves, and then there was the civil rights movement. Right. So we didn't do shit nothing happened in between. You know, so if you want to go by that, some like the school boards are trying to. There's this good documentary about the Texas school board and how the Texas school board, apparently the Texas school board has a huge say in how textbooks are worded and stuff. And there was this guy there, so he won his position on the seat, stuff like that. And some of the things that he proposed is, you know, he wanted references of hip hop taken out and replaced with country music. Really? But another thing he wanted was to remove the word slave and replace it with workers.
Wow. Wow.
So plantation owners did not have slaves.
They had workers.
They didn't have free forced labor. They had workers.
Right.
Who could have left any damn time they felt like it.
Punched out.
They could have unionized.
Yeah.
They could have gotten together and said, hey, look, we know you give us a bucket of chitlins. Right. We need 2 buckets of chitlins and cornbread. And we're not working anymore until we get that.
So is that, I mean, that's horrible because, but that's the danger of history. Like, it is in fact his story, and whoever tells it is the one who has the
victor. Yeah,
he's the guy that can, he's the guy with the mic. Right. You know, I have the mic. I'm going to spin this story any way I want. And the fact that masses of just people just, they look at it and they just kind of, okay.
Well, who was it in Europe that destroyed all those libraries? So wasn't it Alexander the Great or something like that? He took over this thing and then he destroyed all these libraries.
Could be. I don't know. I'd have to look that up. But that I mean, there's been tons of people throughout history. I mean, Hitler was the same way, right? Yeah. He was trying to destroy stuff that, you know, had anything other than, I mean, he was just, I mean, was he more anti or was he more pro? Like I think he was more pro Germany than he was.
He felt he was pro.
Yeah, right.
But in order to be pro, he became very
anti. Get rid of all these other fuckers. So.
There's a great book called In His Own Words, or Hitler Speaks. I can't remember the name of it, but basically, or Table Talk. I think the name of it is Table Talk. Hitler Table Talk. And basically, it's all of like his utterances, like when they sat down to dinner, and things like that, and just nothing that he ever officially said, but things he said when he's like hanging out with his people, or things he said when he's he has a private meeting with somebody or stuff like that, and they recorded it. And you come to realize that this dude was first of all, he was a little nuts. Yeah, he was like sincerely bipolar. He was a germaphobe. Type dude. He showered like 4 times a day.
If it was bipolar, I mean, if you had to analyze him today, it would be bipolar.
Yeah, right. He would shower 4 times a day, and he had a really, like a disgust thing. Like his like cleanliness was like a really big thing. And one of the things he did, one of his first jobs was cleaning up factories. Like he wanted factories and cleaned and stuff, and which sounds nice. Like he wanted flowers planted and all that stuff like that. But then you come to realize that what he used to fumigate the factories was a chemical called Cyclone A.
No, I don't know.
Cyclone B is what he used in the concentration camps.
Gee, 1 letter away from...
So he kind of like practiced this shit.
This kills germs. This kills people.
This will kill people. And so he like ramped that shit up over a course of time.
That guy was, definitely had to be psychotic.
Well, we've had our share. 20th century, we've had our share of lunatics. You could be pro Idi Amin if you want. Idi Amin was a crazy motherfucker.
Idi Amin was pretty fucking crazy. Yes. That's the guy who cut people's hands off, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
He'd give you the fucking short sleeve or long, give you an option.
It was like, look, all the Indians are gone now. Get them out. Get them out here in Uganda.
Forrest Whitaker played him in the movie.
Last King of Scotland.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was that about Idi Amin?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was about Idi Amin.
Why Scotland though? What?
I think he had a fascination with Scotland. I think Idi Amin had a fascination with Scotland or Scottish history or something like that. But
it's so weird.
Yeah.
So weird. But history itself is so weird. I mean, shout out to people that like actually study history. Your brain has to get exploded sometimes when you dig so far and you find something and you go, wait a minute, how come no one, how? Like I saw this documentary or a feed or a meme now. That's the thing now.
A documentary or a meme.
It comes in so many sources that it's like you don't know what to believe now. And I think
you don't know what's legit.
Right. I think that's the purpose, is just to scramble you with. And they showed this one lady on Oprah. You see this one she was on Oprah talking about how the map is drawn.
Oh, I'm this white woman, man.
Old white woman talk about history's it's a lie. The way that they show you the map, the way it's drawn, skewed, and it's unproportionally to show you that and it says in the key,
to show you dominance.
It says Greenland is bigger, 2 times bigger than, but it's insignificant. So we're gonna make it small on the map and put it in the corner here. Right. And we want to talk about Russia and the U.S. And there was the only 2 things that were like the biggest things on the map, and that's fucking weird, man. That's just so weird. But it's what you said. He who holds the mic is in charge. Yeah. Like I'm sitting here, and so if somebody decodes it and breaks it back, you're kind of like, oh shit, that made no sense to me.
Well, you have to be able to compare what has been recorded over time to what people are saying. I caught this documentary about Nat Turner. And it wasn't about Nat Turner, but it was about the story of Nat Turner. Because when you think about it, we don't know anything about Nat Turner. Right. There's nothing. We know who Nat Turner was. Right. We know what Nat Turner did. Right. But that's all we know. Right. Anybody who tells you otherwise is lying. Yeah, sons of Nat Turner. Because they don't know anything. Yeah. And it's a lot of the information is based on two texts, both called the complete narration, the narrated history of Nat Turner or something like that. And basically, it's the first one was the guy who interviewed Nat Turner when he was in jail before they hung him. He said that these are his confessions of Nat Turner.
Confessions of Nat Turner. Oh.
And there's two of them. There's one from the dude who, at the time, Nat Turner, when they captured Nat Turner, he apparently went in and wrote down everything Nat Turner said and you know, said this is Nat Turner. Well, we can't verify that because nobody else can.
Right, no one else.
Corroborate
the story.
No one can corroborate.
Yeah.
And there's an author who created a fictitious story about Nat Turner called the narration of Nat Turner, something like that, and which was fictitious, but he embellished a lot of things, and like he had this he was in love with his master's daughter and stuff like that.
Well, it's so much embellishment. I mean,
you know,
but I mean, you almost have to embellish it to write it. Like, you know, I've been trying to write an autobiography, you know, from what I remember, and I keep backspacing because I don't want to embellish. I don't want to invent things. And I keep, no, that didn't happen. And I go back and I'm thinking about it. The more I think about it, and you can't get past page 2. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, so in order for it to flow, you have to embellish a little bit. And then now as I'm getting through other chapters of it, other things are making sense. And I go, oh, shit, let me go back to chapter 1 and clean that up because it didn't now that if I'm saying, because this story I remember more, but it tied into what I said back earlier. So it's fun because I'm having a lot of fun reinventing and learning how to write again. You know, it's like, I don't know how to fucking write. I don't know how to fucking write.
You know how to write.
You don't know how to write, bro. Like, I can't write a letter. Like, I've been so computer everything, just like handwriting.
Oh, okay. So you're not talking about like forming sentences and shit like that.
Oh, no, not grammar. No, not grammar. I'm just saying physically writing. It's challenging. It's very challenging in today's world. And in fact, I told little CJ, one of my wife's friends' kid, not John CJ, but one of my wife's coworkers. I'm telling him, I said, he plays basketball, and I said, look, what do you do outside of that? What are you doing outside? Right. Nothing. And I was like, dude, find something, whatever it is. I said, just write. Don't. I said, I'm now 45, wishing I never stopped writing. Yeah. Because it's atrophy. You know, you just, I don't even have it anymore. I'm like, fuck it. I think I'm writing it. So when I go back and read it, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Yeah. But I'm saying it while I'm just going, But I'm saying it thinking I know what I'm saying. You know but you go back and read it, nothing.
It's amazing what you can do is that, like, if you, like, keep a journal or something like that.
Yeah, well, that's what started.
And you go back and it just keeps it helps you, the ability to sort of, like, organize your thoughts.
It's a muscle.
It's extremely valuable.
Yeah, it's a flex. You got to flex the muscle. Like, if you don't do it enough, you get, the atrophy of it. It's like you don't have it anymore, like not using your whole left hand, you know what I mean? Like, well, what the fuck I need this for? Just cut it off. It weighs too much.
Yeah, but so used to like texting and sending each other notes.
Dude, it's insane. It's insane. And so I got my little notepad and I've just been like scribbling stuff down. And then I'm like, what the fuck am I writing? Like, I don't even understand it. But it's good because it's getting better. Now I'm flexing it and I'm going, oh, let me stop doing my O's. On the computer, you know what I stop doing? Te.
We just what? T-E?
I type TEH every fucking time. I want a zapper. I want something to zap me every. Stop it. Because I don't know why. It's boop boop boop. H before E before H, whatever it is. I don't even fix them anymore. I just wait till I'm done and then go back and look for the red lines. All right, fix them. Yeah, fix them all.
Go back and fix them all.
Yeah, because I'll never write the fucking letter or the email or whatever else. But email etiquette, writing, and all the other stuff. We've gone away from so many of the simple things that just keep us sane.
Yeah, that we relied on for a certain time.
Like, when did we stop the fucking the little screen guard? Remember the screen guard protector, the UV protector that was supposed to protect us from all this harmful shit.
Harmful UV rays.
Yeah, we had these little.
Well, aren't screens now supposed to be like that?
I would assume, but I'm fucking blind as a bat now. I wear glasses to fucking go to the bathroom. I can't hit the fucking toilet without my glasses on.
My eyes. At the end of the day, I'm in front of computers and I'm in front of things all day long. At the end of the day, when I'm heading home, my eyes hurt.
It sucks.
They hurt, and they begin to like 7 o'clock-ish when I'm on the train.
Yeah.
My eyes all of a sudden start to burn,
yeah.
and they start to tear.
Yeah, well, tearing is good. I mean, if you could tear,
if
you could tear, it's good.
They said it's helpful, but that's what's basically happening. So your eyes have been working so long and doing stuff. When you're not doing that, okay, your eyes basically say, okay, well, let's get rid of some of this shit.
I hate it, man. It really drives me nuts, and it's like one of those things that I'm like, you know, I got the glasses was, you just like that? You heard what you just said? So that's how it was. Oh, if you get a little tired, your eyes get tired, put these on and then read, you know, just for reading, etc. And then it was like, okay, doc, turn the volume up. These things, it was working fine the first week I got them. Now you need a little more magnification. I swear to you, this fucker gets a kick out of it. I swear he looks at it, because he looks at me and he's like, you blind motherfucker. You need a little more, huh? And I did a retina thing. Shopping for glasses. You know, you get a free pair at the end of the year, or every year. You don't necessarily have to go at the end of the year. You just have to go in the year.
Well, whatever that year is for you. I guess it depends on your insurance, right?
Well, it's one a year. So I literally could go. Like now, I just got mine done, and then I can go January 1st and get my second pair.
Oh, okay. So within a calendar year.
Within a calendar year,
So if you didn't do it all of 2017 and get them in December,
right?
Then you could turn back in January and get it, and that would be what you get for 2018.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, because it doesn't accrue. It just you lose it, or it's a benefit to my wife's insurance. So God bless. But other than that,
my prescription hasn't changed since I realized I needed glasses.
Really?
Yeah, it hasn't. My prescription hasn't changed.
That's good.
Yeah, it is
because
good.
you probably have a discipline. See, I see you. Sometimes you don't wear them. Sometimes you do.
Right.
Sometimes and that's good for you because you flex. That's a muscle again. That if you keep training your eyes to look at shit when you don't have them, I just became dependent on it, and it was like. I was like, fuck it. I bought fucking these things to click onto the back and tighten them on so they never come off. I'm like, I don't want to take them off. My glasses are dirty now. I'm not taking them off. One time, a lens popped out. And I thought I was fucking nuts. I didn't notice it. Like, the lens was out, and I got on the train. I went to work. And I'm on the fucking train, and I know people were looking at me like, that's never coming back in style. That's never coming in style. And I was like, I was like, damn, I can't fucking. Felt weird. I started getting a headache and all this other shit. I was like, damn, what the fuck? And then I went to clean them off, and I was like, oh, shit. I'm missing a fucking, one lens gone out of it. I was like, damn, I was wondering why I kept turning left. Weird. But, I went and bought one of those, Walgreens, CVS glasses off the rack, the 2X's.
Some of those aren't bad, man.
They're not bad, but they can fuck you up if you don't.
Yeah, because they're just magnifying glasses.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I use them in the shop sometimes when we're like working on a small job, and we try to get close and we magnify it. But yeah. Well, I think one of those drugstores, CVS, or one of those has those old people glasses type of. Yeah, you just.
When you get old, you're gonna get the shades like a big box, and then they're like. Boxed all around.
Yeah, I probably would. I probably need it. You know what I'm saying? I probably would need it because they just. I just get fucking like, what the fuck am I looking at here? And then she flicking the things. There's a little barn house and FYCK. And I'm like, come on, you fucking with me? Like, she's like, read it. And I'm like, it says fuck you. It's like, I swear, like that's what I saw. FCKUY. All I saw was fuck you. Yeah. Like I was like, I'm looking at this. It was a lady this time, and I'm like, this is a joke. I said you. And then when I looked again, she switched it, and I was like, no, it said something else, and she was like, just read it. Just stop with the innuendos. Just read it.
Stop.
Fuck. I was like, somebody's playing a game on me here. I thought I was getting punked here or something like that.
That's how those classy porno movies start.
Yeah.
If you click, fuck me. Fuck me. Sure.
Actually, I was looking on the one of the Fire Stick or something, and I was watching some B movies or whatever else, and I was like, the Kiss and Kill. I was like, all right, let's see what this is. It was a fucking porno. It was a But it had a theme. We talked about that in the last episode. It was a real story.
It was a story.
It was a real movie, and it had porn. I mean, it was pretty bad porn, like, soft,
right.
like. But everything led to, a bedroom scene or some kind of crazy stuff, and it was like a murder mystery going on. It was like someone got killed. And first, the movie opened up, a girl killed herself. I was like, oh, this is gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
Then I thought it was just a corny movie,
right?
Because the screenplay looked corny. It was really cheaply shot, and it turned out to be a super corny porno. Like after the first scene, I was like, all right, this is not what I thought I was getting into. I was looking for a Rutger Hauer movie or something, like,
Rutger Hauer. Is he still around? Still with us?
Yeah, he's in a great movie with Ethan Hawke. He plays his dad. He plays his stepfather. 24 Hours to Live. Fucking great movie. It just popped up out of nowhere. I don't know where this movie came from. Totally off the radar. Like, it's a great flick. It's he's like an ex-wet work guy. You know what I'm saying?
An ex-what? Oh.
Wet work, like assassin.
Oh, okay.
The
wet work.
Yeah, that's what they call it. Wet work. Yeah. He even says it in the movie.
I never heard that before.
What?
I never heard that phrase.
Come
before.
on, all the assassin movies, you do wet work, and it commonly gets mistaken for some porno stuff. Like, and it's like, no, we don't do wet work here. But guy says, I don't do wet work anymore. I'm out. I'm a contractor, whatever. But he says, I'm just into the. Yeah, that's the
one last job.
Yeah, they keep pulling me back in.
One last job.
And him and Rutger Hauer sitting out and fishing, and just sitting, and he's getting hammered with some J-Mo. He's drinking fucking straight, and he's like, "Yeah, this is the good life." As fuck. Yeah, this is the good life. Just sitting here getting twisted every day, and whatever. And some guy flies in a helicopter, and like, we need you. Someone needs to be assassinated. Yeah. He's like, go do it yourself.
Man. I saw it. Did you see The Accountant?
I did see The Accountant.
The Accountant's pretty good.
Pretty good movie, yeah.
Pretty good movie.
I didn't care that it was Ben Affleck. That could have been anybody.
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal. It was Ben Affleck.
Yeah, it did.
And I kind of picked up on, like, after a while, you kind of like pick up on like who his
counter
adversary is.
Well, there's no spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
It's his brother.
It's his brother.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, you're right. That towards the mid to end, I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But that was pretty fucking. He was like super savant, and the fact that he would just beat himself with a rod on his leg.
Right.
That was pretty weird.
And he was, I guess, was autistic or
yeah, he was autistic.
Asperger's or something. Or?
Yeah, he was autistic, and he had well, which was interesting was the girl who was the one feeding him all the info was the girl from the home. With the supercomputer.
Right.
That's what made it interesting. Not so much that it was his brother.
That's right. That was more interesting.
That was more reveal.
Brother,
right. That was more of a reveal than it was to me than the other one. And the fact that one of the things I liked was he fucking put that puzzle together upside down. That was sick.
Yes.
That was sick. Well, sick portrayal of it, but it was pretty good. I did like that movie. I did see Roman. Roman.
Oh, did you see it?
I did.
Did you like it?
It was pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
It was not what I expected.
No.
Totally not what I expected, and my mouth was open the whole movie. Not for like. What I like about Denzel is I get lost that he's Denzel, and that's what you want from an actor.
Right.
I really think you want that from an actor, to forget about.
You kind of want to forget who he is.
Yeah, he's not the Hurricane. He's not fucking Training Day. He's just a guy. He's that guy.
Right.
He's Roman J. Israel. And I was blown away. I mean, what a fucking performance he did in there.
Missed it the other night. We were going to go the other night, but I think Teresa got sick or something like that, so and we didn't go. But I want to go check it out.
Oh man, what a good movie. She's mad because I saw it without her, but.
Well, about a year and a half ago, somebody posted a picture on Facebook. They saw Denzel Washington in Manhattan, dressed as his character, who's kind of goofy, got the afro with the Walkman and stuff like that.
He was Roman J.S.?
He was, yeah. So I don't know if he was filming or if he was just like hanging out. I mean, a lot of times in films like that, if you're shooting on location and you get a break and you want to go somewhere to go get some lunch. Well, you can't go get out of makeup and all that other stuff. You got like an hour and a half for lunch, so you just go and go as your thing. And so, I mean, he's probably done this all his life. So, I mean, I'm sure he just like strolled around.
Yeah, I don't want craft service. I want to get a real fucking burger from someplace. So.
Where does he go? Where does If you are a Denzel Washington,
where do you go?
Where do you go? Like, where do you? I mean, go anywhere you want, right?
You gotta go somewhere without a queue. See, the line is what you can't go to Chipotle.
Right.
If you fucking Chipotle, you're sitting on the line, and people pick up on it like, wait, hold on, is that?
Hey!
Yeah, is that?
Aren't you Lawrence Fishburne?
No. Oh, my daughter gets them all confused. She's confused. Lawrence Fishburne with Wesley Snipes with all those guys. She just can't. She's like, I get them all confused. They all look the same to me, and I'm like, no, you just can't. You got to watch it because she never watches the movies. She just sees them and then yeah.
That's a shame.
It is. It is a shame, but
Denzel, you could argue there used to be a podcast, but you know this comedian W. Kamau Bell.
Yes. Yeah, he's bald.
No, just the opposite. He's got a big old
afro.
Big old afro and glasses. No. I think he's got a show on CNN now.
So. Oh, okay. It's a black dude? Yeah. I
But he had a podcast called Denzel Washington is the greatest actor of all time, period. and they would do a podcast and it would focus on one of Denzel's movies. And they talk about it. He'd have guests come on and shit like that.
It doesn't
do it anymore.
It doesn't do it anymore?
No.
There's a Cannonball. There's a hot dog place called Cannonball.
Okay.
I think it's called Cannonball Run, or it's Cannonball Hot Dogs or whatever.
In Manhattan?
Well, they do it in the urban spice thing, in the urban market place. It's in Brooklyn.
Okay.
I heard it's in Brooklyn. I saw the guy. They're downtown somewhere. But they bring the kiosk there, and you can buy beers and all that stuff when they do it in Herald Square Park. And the movie is all every hot dog is named after a character of Bruce Willis. And if you can name them all, what movie it's from, you get a free dog. Ooh. Yeah. And they're fucking awesome fucking dogs.
Are they really?
So I didn't pick up on it until a little, I'm reading the menu and I'm like, oh, these are some good dogs. These are.
So let me get a John McClane.
John McClane, Corbin Dallas. What the fuck is the name of the other one? They had I got like 5 out of them, and I was like, man, I'm considered myself a Willis fan. And then he hit me with the one from Moonlight Rising, Captain something, whatever he was in. Yeah, the latest one with him and Ed Norton, where they play like Boy Scout. It was really whimsical.
Yeah, I know. Yes, it is whimsical. It is one of those.
It's like the guy. It's like the Royal Tenenbaum guy. It's like the same kind of.
That same thing where everything's like center frame.
Yeah, everything is center frame, and it like some guy just runs across it. Hey, forgot my wallet. And he runs back. Yeah, their dogs were so good. I mean, he had a chili with nachos and that type of.
As much as I love a plain New York City dog, I think it's one of the things that like New York City just doesn't do good.
What, hot dog?
New York City doesn't do the hot dog well. I mean, you've been to Chicago?
No.
And just get your standard, like if you order a hot dog at Chicago, what you get is you get it on you get a poppy seed bun, you get a hot dog, it's got relish, it's got tomato.
I've been to O'Hare, that's it, in the airport.
That's a hot dog.
Yeah.
That's it. If you want other shit or if you don't want other stuff on it, you gotta ask for all that other stuff. Or ask for all the stuff off. And then, of course, now, of course, you're paying a little bit more for it as opposed to $2 that you pay for in the corner. Well, if you go to Rudy's, you get your shit free. Whatever you drink.
But did we say this last week, that the difference between a hot dog and a Frank was one is boiled and one is grilled?
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
According to who?
I saw it in a fucking book. It was. It could be fake. It could be an advertisement because it was for not a ballpark, but not Nathan's either. It was a Hebrew National, something like that. And it says the difference between a hot dog and a Frank is one's boiled and the other one's on a grill. And I was like, really? And they said a Frank is boiled. Franks are boiled. Okay. You boil them in a pot, which is disgusting to me.
It is disgusting. I stopped boiling my hot dogs. First of all, I don't eat hot dogs anymore.
Yeah, me neither.
It's just they're just horrible for you.
They're just bad. They're just everything packed into.
You really don't know what.
It's just everything packed into a little tube. So fucking good. So good, especially if you get a good snap one.
We used to get hot dogs, and for lunch we'd take them, we'd put them in a pan, heat them in a pan, throw in some butter, and then take them out, and then grill some onions, and then.
You talking about this is at job?
No, at work.
Oh.
I mean, at home.
Oh,
at home.
Okay.
And we So we took something horrible for you and made it even worse. With the fucking butter
I mean, you're going down the pipe. You might as well.
Might as well go down the whole thing.
Yeah,
You might as well go the whole first, right?
Yeah, I mean, why nibble on the barrel, man? Pull the trigger. You know?
Don't nibble on it. Pull the trigger.
Pull it. You really are crazy. But Danny Glover's one of those guys too that kind of you lose.
Yeah.
In a character, and it's funny to see him get old because he was like always old.
Yeah, he was always right. He was always old. He was never like a young strapping Danny Glover. I guess The Color Purple was a young Danny Glover.
Maybe,
but still, he was still old.
He was old.
He was supposed to be old at the time.
Yeah. Like Morgan Freeman, same way. I mean, Lean on Me. He was like old. He was like an old principal. That was like the first movie I've ever seen Morgan Freeman.
That was like his big. I think that was big.
Was he in anything before that?
I guess it was his big
debut.
Breakout.
Because he said he was started old. He started when...
No, he did. He was, remember he was on the electric company. He was Easy Reader.
Really?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
Oh, come on.
I don't remember that. I don't even remember Electric Company with the exception of with like some skits because I'm often confusing them with Sesame Street. And
Electric Company had a character called Easy Reader.
Get out of here.
Yes.
Wow.
Look it up, Easy Reader. And,
it was him?
Yeah, he was dressed in bell bottoms and stuff. And he was
come on, that's got to be super fun.
He's supposed to be this hip dude, comes up, but he always loves words and stuff like Easy Reader.
Get out of here.
Yes.
Oh man, I got to look that up.
Easy Reader, yes.
I will look that up. That sounds amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, but he's another one. A lot of those guys are just timeless. You know what I'm saying? I guess.
Got a tremendous. They when they interview him, they try to get him on. They try to get him to say they try to plug him into like a racist category and stuff, and then try to get him to sort of like say, yes, black people need to do. Yeah, they need to do this for black people and stuff like that, and he's just the opposite. Yeah. He's like, no. He says, what do you say to somebody, that's in this area and things are rough for them? And he's like, yeah, things are rough. But guess what? The bus runs every day.
Yeah, he's
like that. You have no excuse. So it might be harder for you because of certain circumstances. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
But
there's a way.
What it is. There's a way out.
No, he's right dead on. I think I saw that quote from him or something. He said, "I live the same 24 hours as you do."
Right.
Like one of those things.
Right. That's a fantastic quote.
Yeah, it was like we both live the same. It's the same. It's 24 hours for me too. Quote. You know what I'm saying? Like
he got a lot of hate for this interview he did with Mike Wallace.
Really?
He said he doesn't want a Black History Month.
No, that's the one I saw. I saw that as well, and he said this should just be history.
Right, it's history.
It's history.
We're going to relegate my history to one month?
Right.
Mike Wallace said, well, I'm Jewish. Okay, fine. You want a Jewish History Month?
Right.
I said, no, okay, fine. I don't want one.
Right. Right, because they don't. Right, you don't have a Jewish History Month. You don't have Russian History Month. Right. You don't have whatever. And
especially Black history is American history. So you should celebrate your history continuously.
I agree. I agree.
And not relegate it to we do more than play sports and sing. We do other shit.
I was super disappointed at the museum, the African American Museum.
Oh, you went?
Smithsonian. I didn't go. The wife went.
Okay. I've meaning to go.
I've heard about it from so many places. I was standing on the outside of it when I was doing the Watergate down in D.C. and I was like, I want to get in there. They were still in construction. Uh-huh. And I've heard these things, so I told my wife, I said, please go do this one favor for me. Check on this for me. Check this. I want to make sure because I want to see it myself. Mm-hmm. And damn sure it was in there. Umar Johnson, you know who this guy is, right?
Right.
Dr. Umar Johnson. Mm-hmm. He's always, Pan-Africanism and whatever. And he's talking about it's going to start with slavery and then this, and sure enough, it was, Thomas Jefferson. Mm-hmm. Big statue of him, 10 feet tall, 600 names of all his slaves that he owned, and like something that says, chances are you're from his family, like an American, like you're from the Jeffersons, like it's fucking weird, and I've seen, she took pictures of it. I have photos of these bricks, all these bricks with names, John Jefferson, and you can. People are like, wow, it probably is my great-grandfather, this, that, and the third. Anyway, And then it goes through and there's a whole floor for Michael Jordan and sports and all this other shit. LeBron James and even when I was with Fubu, shout out to Fubu, they told them, hey, they reached out to us and we couldn't find you, so they took a jacket and put some stuff in the museum and made a piece on them. And they were like, wait, we didn't sign off on anything, like,
right.
And they just threw some stuff in there. While they were honored, Jalix and these guys were like, we didn't sign off on this, but okay. And then they were like, okay, can we go? And they was like, yeah, the box office is there. Like, you can buy a ticket. I'm like, wait, you got my shit in there?
You got my shit in there.
Yeah, which was, I mean, they did make history, from the rag business and stuff. And they deserve a spot in there. So I was interested in that. And then at the top floor, when you get to the Obama section and, we made it, and in a fucking glass case is a pair of Air Force Ones with Obama's fucking face on it. Now, if anybody thinks I'm bullshitting, you could look this up. I have a photograph of it I told my wife, please take a picture of it. This is absolutely absurd. That's what you got out of it?
That disappoints me.
That's what you got out of American history? His freaking face on a Air Force One? We don't own Nike. It's not an African American product. It's not. His face is, we shall over. Oh, it says change is coming. Whatever it says something on it. It pissed me the fuck off. That's epitome. That's a slap in the face. That's a huge slap in the face, bro. I'll show you the picture when we get off the episode.
I gotta see this.
You gotta see this.
I gotta go to that damn
museum. It just drives you nuts. It's just like, what the hell happened here?
There's so much that's so.
Yeah, I mean, they made it. Look, we've all been to these museums that have, tell our story and tell history, etc. And this is a Smithsonian,
right?
So
you would expect
to get it right.
Amount of research
to get it right,
done and
yeah, but and there's a lot of artifacts of the slavery, the gear, the harnesses, a lot of horrific stuff that kind of people get taken back. They sit there and go, wow, we had to put that on us, a muzzle, and feed us through a fucking funnel, and all this other stuff. And it kind of just shows you how, I guess, the guilt trip of we kind of did do this to you, but this is the way to memorialize it and kind of show it to you.
Well, just if you're honest, I think the main thing is to be honest with it. If you're honest with it, then you kind of like have to accept it. You don't have to change it to, or at the same time, you don't have to relegate everything to this. Like the way you say it, like okay, at the pinnacle we have Barack Obama, whose dad was Kenyan. Okay, so his dad was Kenyan, so he's half not American, right? So on a pair of Air Force Ones, if that's it, if that's like we've arrived.
We've arrived. We've made our
place. I got a mulatto president on a fucking pair of Air Force Ones.
I'm telling you, man, that's foul. That is so foul.
Shit.
That is mind-boggling that people accept. I mean, listen, I'm all for marveling the achievements. I'm all for anything that has shown the advancement of mankind, not alone just black people. You know what I mean? But whenever you caramelize it, and that's like someone else telling your story. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's how we start off with, basically. Like, history is who's going to tell your history?
Correct, and that's what I think happened with this museum. It went under the radar. As I understood, George Bush was in charge of this project. This was under when George Bush was still in office. This was before Obama.
I think he started it.
It was his project, and allegedly finished all the way till the end. His committee that he put together. Obama had nothing to do with it. Michelle had nothing.
It was in motion.
I would have loved to have seen Michelle jump in there and say, "Wait! You know what? Yeah. This is our timepiece. This is our what do you call those things when you bury them? A capsule.
Capsule.
Let's get it right here while we were in office." And had 8 years to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't peek your head in the. It's like the construction sign where you see the post no bills. What's going on in there? Go dig your head in there and find out what these guys are building, because this is gonna cement. And
I really hope. I'm a big fan of literature, and I just really hope that this museum sort of like directs you in a way to say, hey, there's some great pieces of literature that was written by black people.
I would love to see it, but I've heard it's not. I've heard it's not. I got to go for myself, though. I have not been there myself. I will not lie and say.
Engineering, they're great feats in science. They're great. I mean, in all disciplines. And
they said they totally missed the inventors section, like all the traffic light, the gas. They missed all of that. They said, "Oh, that's in the other museums." That's
bullshit. I'm getting fucking mad.
You should be mad. You should be mad. But I don't want to. Huh? Yo, we can't because we're gonna get a battery break soon. So, but I could be wrong. I don't want to start the rumor. I didn't see for myself, and I'm making an inference based on what I've seen. The same way you are. The same way you're excited about it. I was excited. Only because I heard Dr. Umar Johnson got me fueled on it, and I was like, "I know it can't be." I said, "Can't be, can't be."
Yeah, because he could be polarizing.
Oh, he's super polarizing sometimes. I mean, he's got an agenda.
He'll say something that I'll be on board with, and then the very end of that statement,
and we should take their pants down.
Yeah, right. At the very end, it's like, whoa, hey. How the fuck we get there, dude? You were with me until that end.
He is super polarizing. I mean, he tends to swing things his way, but very passionate. I mean, he's one of those guys that I think the whole conscious movement got way out of control. I don't know if you follow too much of like him,
not a lot,
Brother Polite, and all these guys.
Who? Polite.
Okay. Bro, this dude was a fucking like a rapper, like a hip hop guy. Mm-hmm. Now he's driving a Bentley, moved out to L.A. Millions of dollars from his YouTube channel, books, and all this other stuff. He's constantly fighting about, PayPal didn't do this, blah, 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 and this and that. And they're like, dude, you got a Phantom. Like, you drive a Phantom. Like, what? You're an activist? What? So it's that... I think this world, the podcast realm and the YouTubers and the monetization of it really kind of made different entrepreneurs. I mean, it made media. It made
another class of entrepreneurs.
It made another class of entrepreneurs. So another class of entrepreneurs, another class of assholes, another class of dickheads, class of. And I'm not saying either of those guys are, but
you have to feed the beast, so to speak.
Right. So you got to have. Right. It's like we talked about hip hop. We said, what happened to all the fun hip hop stuff? Right. That because you do need the if to have the then. You know what I'm saying? You need the. The pros and cons. You need the funny stuff to say this is entertaining. I mean, the fact that. So I posted that post. I said, that's how you get to the top 10 in the Billboard. You get G-Eazy, Post Malone, and Eminem. The three guys in pop, the top three guys in hip-hop making the charts and are not, African-American. Mm-hmm. Well, no one said they had to be. You know what I'm saying? There's no color line. Are you saying it's black music or it's not white music? Right. But that's just how it evolved into that. So I'm not making it a racial thing. I'm just saying it's the truth. That these are the guys that... And funny how that is.
Well, I mean, listen. When you go throughout history, I'll put up the Beastie Boys against anybody who says that they're straight hip
rapper.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, License to Kill, License to Ill,
Paul's Boutique.
Oh yeah. They even Paul Revere. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
They played the joint backwards. I mean, you got to thank Rick Rubin for stuff like that. Like those producers and contributors.
He pretty much stays out the limelight. goes around and...
Yeah.
And we're back.
And we are back. Welcome.
What's up?
What's up?
See, now, when you were singing that song, Circles, I'm starting to think of like all those old 70s and 80s R&B joints.
Cheryl Lynn and all those To Be Reals and... It's 5 o'clock somewhere. I
don't know the names of any of these damn songs. I could sing them when you play them and stuff, but I don't like name, no, artist, no. But I know that.
Well, the common ones are the party songs, the To Be Reals and
play in the backyard at the party.
Frankie Beverly, Maze, and
right.
All those good stuff. Yeah, exactly. Like Jeff Red. Remember the Jeff Red song?
No.
Huh?
Which one? You called and told. Yes. We had a joke. Me and my friend, we had a joke that Jeff Red looked like Daffy Duck. He just looked like Daffy Duck.
Oh man!
And he had the flat top. And there was like for some reason there was this like the style choices we made were kind of interesting. Like because you had to have like a suit, but with a non-collared button-up shirt, and a brooch.
A brooch,
like choker? Something like rather than a tie, you had like a
lasso,
something like that.
Cowboy ties,
right,
Texas tie they call them.
Or you clipped on something like some form of jewelry.
The joke with Jeff Red is always, when we talk about Jeff Red, they say, the Jeff Red song. They say everybody does what you just did.
Exactly.
And they say no, the other one. And then they go, I don't know, because he never had another song. The guy probably had about 2-3 albums, but all you know is that one song, man. This guy's just known for.
That's the thing. There's no. I'm sure if you look at it, you'll find that Jeff Red's greatest hits.
Yeah.
And it should only be one song. But I'm sure
the dub mix, the remix,
right?
The super mix,
right?
The reggae mix,
right? There are a lot of people like that who really should not. You should not have a greatest hits album.
He's a Mount Vernon product too.
Is he really?
Yeah, I think he's from Mount Vernon.
Yeah. Him.
Denzel.
Well,
we was talking about that last one with all these Mount Vernon guys.
Who was the Heavy D?
Of course.
Heavy D from Mount Vernon. Money earning
Mount Vernon, the 6th borough, as they say. One of the 6 boroughs. Mount Vernon, and we had a lot of history up there with producers up there when we were signed to Idi F, and we were hanging out in 1st and 3rd, and these guys were like Far Rockaway. You ever been Far Rock? Of course, you've been there. But as far south as Far Rockaway for us, as far north as Mount Vernon for them.
Right.
They're both on opposite sides, but they're exactly the same. They're stuck in 1986. Dead ass. I'm serious, bro. Both Far Rockaway and Thing was stuck in the 86. Non-cipher God. Like they still, 5% is heavy. They still steal your sneakers, sheepskin,
sheepskin.
They
snatch your lead patches off the back of your shirt.
These dudes, man, I'm like, man, take it easy, man. We got it. We know, and I think that's a rep thing. Like it's always like you're trying to, make sure that you're not forgotten about. So you gotta make noise. You know what I'm saying? Well, a lot of great rappers came out of Far Rockaway, but they'll get killed. Chinks, Stack Bundles. All these guys get shot, because they just so. They're aggressive, man. These guys are really aggressive.
Right. Who's that dude who has this YouTube channel that shot himself in the mouth?
What?
There was this dude. There was this. I guess he's a rapper. I don't know.
Was he from Far Rockaway?
I have no idea.
Oh.
but he was talking about how so you got to be about something. And he took a gun. It was a .22. It was a small caliber pistol, but shot himself in the mouth.
He's about that life.
That
was his thing?
Like you got to be about it. Like what? Shooting yourself in the mouth in the comfort of your own. That's kind of like not what this shit was about.
No.
Now if you tell me you tried to do something and somebody shot you, okay, maybe that gives you a little street cred.
Yeah.
But you recording yourself shooting yourself in the mouth doesn't lend to your street cred. It actually makes you a little bit more of a pussy than you'd like for anybody else to believe.
That's what
cheddar
bar. That's what they call. What's his name? Gotti brother, cheddar bar, shooting himself in the club or whatever. This guys. I don't know, man. These guys. There's a lot of things people would do for a rep or
like Gangstar said,
just to get a rep.
I love it when that comes up on my shuffle when I'm on the train.
Yeah, well, anytime a Gangstar record though, he's. I mean, this guy was.
I think there's a couple times that like it came on, and it was a crowded train. And I go ooh.
Yeah, people don't hear you.
Right, people would just hear me go ooh, and they turn around.
I have a guru story that we were in D&D studio. We were recording. Actually, it was a 2-part story, and both God bless on both sides. The two part of the we are recording, but it just fell out here. Oh. But the 2-part of the story was we were in D&D studios. I remember Eddie F had booked us or something. Somehow we got booked to go to D&D studio, which is a popular studio. Like it was like a big hip hop, and Premiere was recorded, and Mobb Deep was in. He was recording Mobb Deep, and back then I was like. Was almost like not a videographer, but I was like I used to draw. Every studio session we went through, I would be drawing, and Premiere was like, "Yo, you that's dope. You do graffiti." I was like, I guess it's my version of it, whatever. And he was like, "Yo, I got these 2 dudes. They coming out. They ill. They got an ill logo. You should help them with their logo." And he showed me the logo of 2 little ghosts with a sickle. It was like stick figure, and I was like, "Wait, nah." I was like, "Nah, wait." I said, "Nah, this is kind of corny." Like, I looked at it, and he was like, "Yo, they ill, man. These little dude, Mobb Deep, man, dude." I was like, and I saw them. They were this big. They were like little. I was like, I was like, nah. I was like, nah. Come on, you're not serious, like. Yo, and they was in there, they was like real super grimy. I was like, oh shit, these guys are fucking hilarious. Like we were like, what the fuck are they doing in there? And they were smoking weed. So we had weed. We go actually in the bathroom, Guru's in the bathroom, and everybody's taking that studio break. And Guru's like, he was like, yo, y'all smoking or whatever? And I was like, yeah, we got our own shit. And Premiere comes in and he goes, they got that Brooklyn bullshit, that Bush weed, man. Don't smoke that shit for these motherfuckers. And we were like, oh shit, we thought we had some good shit. They were like, nah. We get back in the room, come in the room, and Guru is like, nah, man, I don't smoke, man. He don't smoke. He didn't smoke. And, not to my knowledge, that one studio session. Yeah. And Premiere hands us a fucking blunt. And he's playing beats. Like we were listening to beats. Mobb Deep was recorded in the other room. He came over to play Eddie some beats. Okay. That's what it was. And fucking this guy handed us a joint was from fucking Kathmandu or something. We thinking we smokers. We got the dreads. We all hip hopped out. And this motherfucker had some weed that we passed around. Was like, and. He was like, I told y'all that shit y'all smoking is grass. That shit is garbage. This is real weed. Sticky shit. Sticky
to the icky.
Yo, I was like, motherfucker. I'm like, I'm good. That's the only time I ever seen Guru in person and Premiere at the same time. It was like a 4-piece story. It was Guru, Premiere, Mobb Deep. There was a couple of guys in that studio session that... kind of never saw again in hip hop. Royal Flush, Queens dude too.
Premier's a dude that doesn't. Well, I shouldn't say he doesn't get his cred. He gets his cred.
Yeah, I think he does.
But I mean, I don't know how he does his business. But it seems like Premier just does his stuff. Yeah, like he doesn't have like a team of people. Like his assistants are his left hand and his right hand. Yeah, I would say so. He doesn't have like a team of people. Like Dre has like a team of people that work on stuff with him and does stuff. And props to that. I'm not disrespecting that. Yeah, no. It seems like Premier just does his stuff. Like he does it. Like he doesn't like other people aren't involved in what he does. If DJ Premier is going to be doing something, then he's going to be the one.
I'm sure it is. I mean, he's definitely an icon, a legend in the game, and I would like to see him more relegated to the like a power star, like you know what I mean, like a power producer, like a. Right. I mean, you see him. He's in a Scully and a North Face jacket, and he keeps it simple. Still lives around the way I hear. Doesn't have like the mansions and the cars and all that other stuff. He's probably well off. He probably got some credit.
I think he would.
Sure,
I'm sure
he's gotta have something stacked away. So
it's the same thing with who we talking about? Bismarck. Bismarck. He's gotta. I mean, unless they're screwing up their money. Mm-hmm. I mean, you gotta have at least 6 digits if you want to talk to. If you want Bismarck to do,
if you want to visit your party, you gotta have some bread, But that's funny you say that because I would always put Premier in a Dre, Premier Dre, I put him up there with him, like as one of the power producers in the game, and he, shout out to Humble, just being humble, right. Because he apparently wins the award for being the most humble. Like you don't hear, but he's got a shitload of podcasts. He's got a shitload of digital content like Sirius stations. Like he's got a shitload of that stuff. I
must put out. I gotta check. He must put out a lot of digital.
He puts out a ton of content, especially on Mixcloud. He's got a shitload of radio shows on Sirius and stuff. And I'm like, damn, this guy. How could he do this? How could he? He's just nonstop. He's just putting stuff out. So maybe there is a team of underground heads that are backing him up and producing, putting shit out. Right. This is now the producer. Now this is now the, uploading down. If you got a guy that can fucking manage your fucking accounts,
online accounts and stuff,
just the podcast alone, I'm like, I'm like, wait a minute, it's on here. What's the password for this one, that one? I mean, that's a full-time freaking job, just to try to upkeep it and to make it have some content, or at least be of substance to to be continuous. So shout out to anybody that could get past the first ID 10T problem.
ID 10T.
Yeah, man. So first Snowfall, which was pretty simple, right? Nothing crazy.
It's not gonna happen. We usually don't get snow though this time of year.
I know.
Usually December. Usually it's like mid-January, February, and we get snow. So it's kind of rare to get. At least recently, like in the last few years, getting snow in December usually hasn't been.
Yeah, you will wait. It was like wish and want, for the white Christmas, so to speak. So I mean, I guess we're a week and a half away from.
Week and a half away. Christmas. I see those boxes downstairs.
What boxes?
Of decorations.
Yeah, we all week been slowly but surely putting shit out, and those laser shining point at your house, fucking dance on the wall lasers. Yeah. These things are starting to get annoying now. I mean, it was fun when one guy on the block had it. Everybody's got it, and everyone's fucking shining and beaming lights all over the place. It's weird, and pilots have gone and said, Hey, point them at your house, not up in the fucking sky, because the light is going further.
You can catch them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. I mean, those pointer lasers. These things were like dangerous. Like they don't point these at planes and all this other crazy stuff. And I took mine on the cruise. Okay. I had a pen that was a tablet pen, but it had a pointer on the other end of it. So we were on a cruise, jet black ocean. I'm like, nothing. And my wife goes, "Don't do that. They're gonna stop you. They're gonna okay. There's a million miles of nothing out here. If someone can see this, I'd be very interesting to see." Because it's black, it's jet black. I mean, you've been on a cruise before. You see at nighttime, you go to the water.
You get really impressed with how massive the freaking ocean.
How massive the ocean is insane.
If you fall, you're gone.
Yeah, they're
not finding you.
There's no. I think he's over there.
That's like I think he's in that 30-mile radius. No. If you don't get chomped up to bits by the turbines of the current. You're done.
One of the things, my friend Mike, he's definitely afraid of black water, like dark water.
In like dark water.
Like that, like at nighttime.
Okay.
I'm like, have you ever done it? No. He said, but I just don't ever want to be. I said, I don't think anyone says, oh, I could deal with that.
Right.
At what point does somebody like, oh, no, I could kind of.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
There's no fucking swimming, catching up to the boat, and none of that shit. There's no. You just
lucky.
No.
Something happened.
Oh,
Tom Hanks is lucky in Castaway. That's just all that was.
Dude, any of those shark. One woman in the fucking middle of a open water or whatever. Every time there's one comes out like every year or so. I don't know if you've ever seen these.
Something got stuck out on a
yeah, like this girl like got gashed open her leg. Mm-hmm. She took her earring off and sewed her leg together with stupid shit like that. Yeah. Like mine, I'm just saying like there's just so far fetched. Few and far fetched. But one interesting movie was what was the other one? It was one called something Vacation or something like that. Some kind of a. And
one of the National Lampoons?
No. It was more morbid than that. It was more like, it was, hey, honey, let's go on a trip to the Bahamas or whatever else. And the son, they had a 5-year-old son, and was like, yeah, we'll take these, go jet skiing and do all this stuff. They couldn't get a jet ski. They wanted to rent a boat. They rent a boat, and they go out, and he's like, isn't this more fun? This is better than jet skis. Yeah. He's like, hey, Dad, yeah. And they pull a boat over to this little island somewhere, and they stop for like a break or whatever. And the guy told them all the stuff like, yo, make sure, check your fuel, do this, do that, whatever. He gets to this fucking island, secluded island, no one's out there, and they go, all right, babe, let's go. His wife is like, let's go. And he's like, 5 more minutes, let him play around, and next time you're going to be in your own island?
Right.
Fucking goes to get in the fucking boat. Can't start it. And she's like, oh, shit. What's up, babe? He's like, no, I think we got it. And just... he pulled no fucking end. He can't start the boat. And he's like, well, maybe they'll come for us. So it's like... No one's coming for you. No one knows where you are. There's no. He said, well, they got He said, well, I paid cash, and we figure this thing out. So they're like all the things that run through your mind. They're like, oh, we'll just get in and just paddle ourselves, nah. The current. So they did. They got out halfway, fell asleep, wound back up at the same place. They let no. They just kept drifting back, and it was so weird. But the guy from the Tom Hanks movie, I'm the captain now, the Somalian little actor guy, he's in this.
Is he really?
Yeah, he pops up and he goes, "Where are you going?" You're lost. He plays the same guy.
Props to him for getting that work.
Yeah.
But that seems like the only character he's going to be.
Always going to be.
He'll never be like the father.
No.
Of the.
Well, he was a father in this one. He
owns a freaking. He's a manager at a freaking Coca-Cola plant.
Yeah.
Like there'll never be anything like that.
Yeah.
This middle class guy or whatever. He'll always be the foreigner.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the Somalian type of foreigner with the
who I have to be threatened of.
Yeah, he's like 100 pounds.
But I guess so they meet him in this movie and
and he tells them, okay, I'll help you guys, but I need $100,000. He's like, come on, you got it. You spent a lot of money on this vacation here. What'd you think? And he tells him, he says, all right, fine. You don't want it, we're leaving. And he winds up. It's called extortion. That's what it is. It's like an extortion type of thing. And he winds up telling him, he says, look, he gave his wife a bottle of water. He was like, leave her and the kid here. You come with me. We're going to go to the bank, take out the money, and then come back. He was like, you can't take out $100,000. He said, I don't even have $100,000. I got maybe $5,000. So he was like, come on, man. You got to come up with more than that, man. Call your friends. He's like, call all your friends and tell them transfer the money. And it was so off the...
Right.
But it was like the Bahamas, so all these foreign accounts and all this, and he happened to be a banker. He happened to have some access, and he's like, Freddie, I don't got time for this shit. I need you to wire, the $20,000 you owe me on whatever. Right. Sell my house, sell everything. What the fuck is wrong with you? Instead of telling, and they were like, if you tell somebody, I'm gonna radio to my buddy, they're gonna dump your kids in the ocean, or we'll take them somewhere you don't know where they are or whatever. You'll never find them. So they completely extort him, and he goes through this whole thing, and they wind up after they transfer the money, you follow us on your boat, and we'll show you where we took them to now. And the guy comes on board, and he just smashes a hole in the boat starts to sink, and he's like, "See you later." He's like, "Wait a minute, where's my family?" It's weird. It's a weird movie, but it's one of those. And she's like, "Why'd you show this right before we go on a vacation?" Like, just don't get in no boat with a Somalian guy.
Don't get in a boat with fucked up teeth and
we'll be okay.
Your gum line. If you're so smart, why don't you fix your fucking gums? Huh? Smart aleck ass.
Gums.
Fix your gums.
Yeah,
Don't
man.
be scared of none of that shit. Don't be scared of none of that. None of them.
No.
I ain't scared of nothing.
You're not?
No, I don't know.
I don't know.
So. Snakes.
Nah, you get...
Snakes scare me. That is apparently... The fear of snakes is actually an evolutionary...
You think?
Fear.
What do you mean?
Because reptiles were something that we millions of years ago had to be like definitely afraid of.
Yeah.
You know, and it's very, it was like a big fear that you had to overcome.
Yeah.
You had to strategically overcome it.
Jeez.
To get away. Like if you look at a bunch of chimpanzees and if there's a snake, they'll all start screaming and running away. And just like start running away from the damn snake, even though if it's not doing anything, it's not a harm, but it's like something's like been programmed in us to say, be fearful of the snake.
Well, it's fucking creepy. I mean, I think anything that can move faster than you can catch, like you can't even catch, like a mouse. Why are people so afraid of mouse? They won't do anything to you. It's the movement,
right?
It's the darting. It's the like a bug. Anything that moves fast like that, it's like oh shit. Right. You just can't get it. Like and. You could step on a mouse if you could, but you wouldn't.
Why wouldn't you?
It's hard to do, man.
Yeah,
you can't get it, yes. But then if you did, you gotta like step on a mouse.
You gotta hear a crunch.
Yeah, you gotta hear a little crunch. But spiders are fucking another ones. I mean, we have these fucking spiders that no one can identify. I fucking Google imaged them. Mm-hmm. I've took them to the pesticide guy over there. Mm-hmm. It's like I don't know what the fuck that is. And these fuckers are crunchy. Like these things are damn near crabs. I mean, they're you step on them shits, it's like
drowns out the teeth.
Oh man, and they pop up like so. I put like the glue traps like for mice, and you'll go and find them, and there'll be like 20 of them on there. They're big fuckers. They're big fuckers. They're big, nasty, and they jump. Those fucking things are scary. And every time I keep saying we're gonna go away on vacation, I'm gonna throw some bombs underneath. I have a crawl space, so I don't have a basement, which is one things I wish I had, a basement, but I have a crawl space.
Okay.
And I keep saying I'm gonna fumigate and throw them down there, and I closed off. I put like foam and stuff, silicone around the windows and all that stuff, like a basement windows. But somehow these motherfuckers keep coming in, man, and they are ugly looking.
But they'll find
they'll find another way. I think they come in like when the weather changes outside, especially when it starts getting cold like this, they start coming in. So they just
they don't get. I mean, they don't wait. People. So they go close the door, or they go. No, they don't. They're not waiting for you to open the door.
Then we go to get in.
Get it. Then they go. They got bags. They got groceries. Let's go.
Oh man. So what else is going on in the world?
What else is going on in the world is that if you are a New York Yankee fan, you are jacking yourself off because
you got the new guy. You got
Giancarlo Stanton.
Is that's the guy?
That's his name. His name is Giancarlo Stanton.
And where'd he come from?
He played at Miami for the last few years, whatever. 28-year-old slugger. He's one of those. You could argue he's one of the top.
Really?
5.
So how do we get this guy? How
Okay. So
the
Miami Marlins are now under new ownership. One of the owners is Derek Jeter. Actually, he's now an owner of the Miami Marlins.
I saw that,
and I think he's the guy. I think he runs the operations too. I think he's the
that's
president
smart.
of operations.
That's good.
So so clearly he's a guy that he's got aspirations bigger than even what he accomplished before.
That's been there, done that. Now I got to do more stuff on his.
So they bought the new team, and anytime somebody purchases a new team, you want to build it the way you want to build it.
Right.
So Giancarlo Stanton, he has a huge contract, and so the idea is to get rid of this contract. You get rid of this contract, you keep on the more money yourself, and you use that money to sort of build your franchise the way you want to build
I see.
Franchise.
Okay.
And so So Giancarlo Stanton, he has what's called a no trade clause.
Okay.
In his contract. So basically, he can refuse any trade that.
Oh, he had like what Melo had, like kind of like a safety.
It's a no trade clause and whatnot. And apparently, he refused a deal with a bunch of other teams that were interested in trading him. And so there sit the New York Yankees. And also sits Derek Jeter, a guy who wants to get rid of this huge contract. It's like a $275 million contract or something like that. And they want to get rid of it. They want to get it off the books so that they can start building their franchise. And so after a couple of failed attempts at different organizations, the Yankees kind of sit back and they say, well, okay, what if we give you this for him? And they say yes.
So we went around the block a couple of times.
It went around the block, yes.
Okay. So we had last look, like a last little...
Right. So, and it became one of those things where we kind of silly, like, not to do it.
Huh.
You know, because when you look at the value, because you're looking at the Yankees, who next year would probably be spending a lot of money for a big-time free agent. So now they're spending that money now.
Now, okay.
And getting probably the guy.
The guy.
So,
wow. So we got lucky.
Yeah, I mean, things kind of fell into your
But
lap.
you got to have the cash, too. I mean, Brian Cashman.
You got to have the cash,
these guys
too. You got to have, you know, like Clint Eastwood said, you got to be lucky, but you got to be ready to be lucky.
Right.
You
Right. That's true.
You know.
That's for sure. I mean, luck only happens when you're ready for it. You know?
Right.
If it did, I tell these guys in business all the time. I tell them, they say, well, you know, help me start my company and this and that. And I was like, what are you going to do if somebody wants to write you a check? Make it out to your grandmother. You have no fucking checking account. You know, you're not even ready to do business. So that goes the same way as like guys. They want to be, you know, entrepreneurs and all this stuff. I'm like, start with the simple shit first.
Right.
Open up an account. Like, could you start there at least? Open up an account and, well, I have nothing. We'll put $2 in it. I don't know.
Right. Start just saving some money. Start working. Yeah.
We'll find out what the minimums are to have an account. You know, and pay $5. You know, and I think. Start a business account. It's like, well, you have to maintain $5 in the balance. Oh, sure. It's not a problem. And then they charge you like $25 a month if you don't have more than X in the account. So that's weird. Like people are not ready for the success sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
So that's cool. So we got this guy, Giancarlo, what's his name?
Giancarlo Stanton.
And what's his origin? Is he Cuban? It sounds like he's Latin.
No, I think he's American.
Yeah?
But what his history is, I don't know.
Puerto Rican?
That could be. I don't know. Who knows?
Stanton. Well, Stanton is my friend's last name is Stanton.
Yeah.
Anthony Stanton.
I don't know what he is.
Yeah.
I don't know what his history is. But it's gonna be a media once baseball season starts. It's gonna be a media hype frenzy.
Yeah. I saw that it says the judge and the jury now they're calling us something. They said.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. They said that was like the first one.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it now. I don't know enough to comment on it, but I saw.
They'll eventually get some kind of nickname.
Yeah, I saw the.
I'm putting my hat in the ring for the New York Bomb Squad. Him, Judge, Greg Bird, and Gary Sanchez.
Huh.
The New York Bomb Squad.
I gotta look up our friend Tone's post. He's always so Yankee. He's always coming up with something. He's the one that posted that judge and jury. I did see something bombers.
Yeah,
bomb.
They were calling them the baby bombers a couple years ago. So
that should be
baby
fun.
Bombers are coming up, but yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to
that's what
it's
you
going to
want.
put a lot
right?
of it's going to put a lot of people in the seats. And,
right,
and
that's what you want.
You know, I mean, tickets are going to people are going to buy tickets just to see it.
Well, I mean, look at this kid's jersey. I mean, the judge guy did a phenomenal job of marketing. I mean, he didn't have to do shit. He's got a cool fucking name.
Yes.
So when you have a name like
that's
Judge,
marketable.
it had icons. You wear the coat, the hat, the cap and gown. I mean,
he kept the number 99, so it's a unique number.
Come on, he's got the easiest thing.
So he's
ever.
there. He's a humble dude. When you hear him talk, he's not. He doesn't seem to take himself too seriously. Young, good-looking guy. So all of that stuff plays into the.
Now, what would be weird if he came out? My name's not Judge. It's
Ferguson.
Aaron Rodriguez. But we thought Rodriguez was just too common for a baseball player, so we went with Judge. What? That would be fucking devastating.
You find out he was some phony. You find out he was like an assistant.
Find out that the marketing was to change his name. To
change his name for marketing reasons?
Yeah, like that.
He wouldn't, if that were ever the case, he probably wouldn't be the first one.
I'm sure it wouldn't be. Like,
look at all the newscasters, the weather
Amy
people.
Freeze. Your
Amy
name
Freeze
is just
and whatnot. Your name is Amy Freeze, really?
Yeah, those really get me. Like, I'm like, you guys have rapper names. Like, you guys are
Anchor, Colin Cloud, and all that shit.
What the Storm?
That's right,
Storm Jackson.
They got agents.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know,
that's crazy. But we talked about that before, like journalism versus entertainment. Are you an entertainer or a journalist? Yeah. Because some of them, like, what's this guy? Bill, in the morning time on Channel 7, Bill.
I know you're talking about.
He's always talking about his suits. His great suit weather. But he talks like Vince Vaughn. He's like, I'm going from here and get a coffee from a donut guy. And I'm like, what the? He's going a mile a minute, man. But he always, everything is like suit weather. That's great suit weather. Great suit weather. For you.
You get driven to work.
So right. But that's cool.
A car picks you up.
What's the other journalist? Ginger Z. She was on ABC as well. She came out with a book.
Okay.
And she talked about, it's called Natural Disaster, and she covers like weather and all that other stuff. So fitting of the name Natural Disaster, she says, I am one. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. And she said that 10 days prior to her getting hired at ABC for the weather position or journalist, she checked herself into a mental hospital.
Ooh.
She was battling depression, all kinds of, craziness in her life. And when she talks about it now, it seems like, what we kind of say, like the white privilege problems, like you have problems that we would never call problems, like impoverished people or, from a lower economic standpoint, that's called today. That's called Tuesday.
That's Tuesday.
Yeah, that's called Tuesday. That's not really like a crisis. Like,
that's kind of
like should we go out to eat or should we cook at home? Like those are not crisis things. But there's more to it, and I don't want to discount the fact she really overcame some mental illness, which is just as bad as any other disease.
Right.
And she talks about how owning. Her disease was owning every problem. Like when someone had a crisis or someone had something that they were dealing with, she got too involved. And she would take it on herself, either whether it was family, whether it was friends or whatever else. And it took her a long time to not think that everybody's problem was her problem.
Right.
And so she had what she called a fence. She said, I had to put up a fence and say, okay, I'm sorry you're going through this, but it'll get better, and give the hallmark response, where she felt the hallmark response was too much of a hallmark. And she wanted to really help somebody. When you say, hey, do you need anything? No one actually means that.
Right.
Yeah, I need 2 cups of butter. I need this, 2 milks. Oh, you really need shit.
You really need shit.
Yeah, you really need shit. Well, I'll give you directions to the store.
Yeah, you gotta be careful when you.
Oh, that's huge. I mean, those are big things. And even at the funeral I went to last week or 2 weeks ago, was a lot of that came out. And one of the guys on MC, my buddy on the mic, was like, he said, listen, all these people around you here, they say it and they mean well, but the only people that are going to deal with this is you or your family. So strengthen up and stay with your family. The friends are going to come and go.
Right.
And some of them are fair weather and some of them are genuine. But don't rely on them.
Right.
Lean on them, but don't rely.
Right.
Like, not to the point where you put your hand on and you fall, I know there's a lot of truth to that, because if you constantly are just dependent on other people to get your shit done, or a reason why you're not successful. That's what I don't like, when people say I'm not successful because he didn't do this for me.
Right.
Madonna had a quote in the end of with a guy
movie, a video.
A video. It was a music video.
Like a prayer.
Like a prayer. Oh no.
That's the first one that came to mind. So.
Yeah, but that is the first one to come to mind too. But what's the one that she had the black guy in there who played in Terminator? The guy who plays on Scandal. The black guy he played. You know who I'm talking about?
No.
He played Miles Bennett Dyson in Terminator. He plays the father on Scandal. The black guy.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. He was in a movie called Brother from Another Planet.
Right.
That's how he got started.
Right. Great movie. Joe Morton is the actor's name.
Joe Morton. Okay.
Who is a Hofstra alumnus.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Mm-hmm. He's a pretty cool dude. I mean, he's pretty smart, and so he plays in her video at some point.
I think, there was like a prayer.
It was like a prayer?
Yeah.
So at the end of it goes off and it says, "Poor is the man whose pleasures depend on the next." So, which is a great quote. It is one of my Facebook quotes that I've always put in my bio. Because it's true. It's how poor could you be to depend on someone else's, ambition or someone else's gusto or drive to make your stuff? And
what ends up happening is that you end up not actually rooting for other people, but you end up like rooting for other people to fail.
Yeah.
Because you're here.
Right.
And as other people start getting up here, you start giving them reasons. Well, you can't really do all that.
Yeah. This.
My life is shitty, so don't get your hopes up because life will really kick you in the ass, and then you'll just be down here.
Yeah, so many people have chimed in on the podcast and comments on Facebook and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, you guys are trying to be like this podcast, or like this, like that, or you're trying." No. I don't think I'm not related to those guys. This guy is my real brother. Mm-hmm. We're just talking, and we're just here. So we're not trying to do anything else. We're trying to be like anyone else. The fact that you're giving us the plays, haha.
Exactly.
I'm here all week, guys. Yeah. But people just don't get it. And it's like always push the button. People just afraid to push the button.
Yeah.
Just afraid to push that button and push and try it. I mean.
Well, you because in doing that, you have to, number one, you have to expose yourself.
Yeah.
Because you have to expose yourself to the things that you want to do. Right. And you have to expose yourself to the things that you want to do, but maybe you can't do.
Yeah.
So maybe you have to, you have to open yourself up to that part of you that just, that needs to learn something. And so you got to be humbled again, and so you got to go through all that awkwardness and stuff. And a lot of people don't want to do that. And so you'll settle in, and we've all done it.
Yeah.
We've all settled into a thing where you just go through the motions and you just do it again because it's the thing you know. You go this way because it's the thing you know. You go to that restaurant because it's the restaurant you know. You go talk to that person, that's the person that you know.
Right.
You could always do something new, but that puts you in a spot of being exposed.
Yeah, but I'm different. You're different. Everybody's different. I like the difference part. I like the challenge part of the. Hey, I'm not really sure how to answer this question, but let's find out.
Right.
Let's go.
And that's the difference. That's the difference between people who continually do that or people who just say, okay, well let's see how we can. I love it at work when we have problems.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. That's the best part.
I love it because we can't do blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, good.
Right.
And they said, why are you saying good? I said, because now we got to figure some shit out. So let's figure out. And then if we figure it out, hey, guess what? We become smarter. We become better at a little bit doing smarter.
We talked last episode. We talked about the interviewing process, and I've interviewed people at my office, and I'll do something simple, and the response and the resistance is so weird. So we're dealing with fabrics and stuff for furnitures, etc. Where there's stuff is sold by square yard, meters, etc. And then somewhere in the middle of the interview, I'll just ask the applicant, and I'll say, "How many square feet in a square yard?" And they'll go, "Well, I didn't know I was going to take a test, and I wish you'd have prepared. I really, And I said, I understand. I'm just asking a question. Your response is what I'm looking for.
Right.
So this fudgeting, fiddling, the pressure, like, oh my God, the walls of Jericho are coming down. That's what's telling me everything. Right. The person that says, you know what? I should know this, but I'll find out. That's the answer I was looking for. Right. I didn't want you to get it on the spot. I wanted you to say, you know what? I probably should know this. I don't, but let me get back to you.
Right.
I wanted the cordialness of the response. Right. I wanted to know, could you communicate the anticipation of a response? I didn't want the answer. You probably, if you knew it, great, but it would be almost robotic if you knew it, you know. And some people blurt. They 7, 9.
You got me.
Oh, you mean square? Oh, I was thinking like with a ruler, but so they come up with all this, analogies of why they don't know the answer, and the only response was simply, could you communicate that you don't know the answer.
Right.
I'm not sure. Let me get back to you. That's the easiest way. Right. And that's what my business requires.
Let me get back to you. How much time do I have? You're going to give me some time?
Yeah, it was just, right off, it's a top of my head, I couldn't tell you. I'd be guessing right now because I kind of switched my brain and, I'm in interview mode. Didn't know you were going to catch me. Whatever. But so I've gotten so many responses that were just wayward that it was just like, shoot from the, we had, this is an old story with me and Sean, my boy Syke, and we were in Kim's Chinese restaurant right on Farmers and 109, right on the corner there next to Kifu, Bravo, whatever names have been. We've been there a million times. Names. It's been there 1,000, and the same people work there. Larry, the fucking guy, his name is Larry. Chinese guy named Larry. Yeah, what you doing, man? You hip hop, you're rapping now, man. But anyway, this guy comes in, this bum, right? Less fortunate guy, and he comes in and he says, "Hey man, let me get he said, help me out. I want chicken wings and French fries." And at that time, it was only $2 for chicken wings and French fries. It was fucking like nothing. Now it's it's crazy, and they make these hormone wings and whatever. But go figure. So I said, man, $2, that's hard to come by, man. So my boy is like, yo, man, hook him, give him something. Let's get him something to eat or whatever. I said, no. I said, bro, check this out. All them cans in there, like you got all these cans, you could get the money. All these cans in the street. He's like, oh man, cans, you go out and get digging in garbage and this and that, but he's like got morals and values.
You got pride.
He got pride. Okay, so all right, so I was cool with that. And I said, all right, bro. I said, tell me how many 5-cent cans you need to make $2. This guy said, wait, what? 8. And the Chinese guy turned off the lights, so like they were shutting down. It was close to closing. So he was like, "Hurry up, man! He was like, well, fuck this, man!" And he just he ran out of it. He didn't know it. I didn't even know the answer. It was like 40. I think it's 40, right? Mm-hmm. 40 times 5 is $2. Is it
20? 10, 25. No, 5 cents. How many 5 cents make $1? I wouldn't know.
See, that's what I'm saying. 25 cents. So you
but
40.
I got $2, so I wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying. The point I was trying to make is the spotlight. This guy was like, it was like a game show. It was like a hood game show. It was like, doo, 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 doo. And it is 40. Yes. And he was like, 8. No, he's like, hey, 4 quarters of $1. He was like, he was going in hard, man. And I was like, bro, I said, all right. I said, you get the man some Chinese food. I mean, I have it. We didn't. It wasn't trying to embarrass him or anything. Right. But I was just trying to prove to him that like we said, how are you ready for this? You're not even ready for it. If I was to give it to you, how would you count it out? You have to know.
You got to be ready for it. You got to
be ready for the things you want. Right. So that was just funny in the response time. But I think with a timer on, it makes things way.
Yeah.
Like when you see guys playing chess with the timer, they said it's so much more intense when you play chess with a timer. Yeah. I'm not a good chess player.
I'm not a chess player.
I'm okay. But I can't do.
My daughter can play chess.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Junior's really good at it. My wife's cousin, Junior, he's super. Him and Riv used to play chess. Actually, Riv taught him how to play.
Oh, okay.
And that was one of the biggest things that they used to always do. And they would always play chess together. And he was like, man, it's like Riv taught me about life.
It's weird to see these guys like how like strategically they look at that board and they see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
What you're going to do, how I'm going to counter to that. Right. And that means that the result is going to be this.
Yeah.
You catch people going and then all of a sudden they'll say, yeah, mate 9.
Yeah.
Like how the fuck do you, like, what is it now, mate 9? Well, no, 9, mate 9.
Yeah, but
and then it'll happen. It's like, oh, okay.
But see, you've done that. You did that at the baseball game we were at. You did it right on the field when a move happened.
Oh, okay.
And you said specifically, well, now watch him. He's going to throw to him. He's going to look to him. He's going to do it. So you knew the play. That was a chessboard to you.
What was going to happen, right?
To you,
or you could predict that under these circumstances, these certain things can happen.
Because of strategy.
Right. Strategy
and pieces. So if every piece plays its position.
Right.
And everything going according to plan, this should work. This should happen like that.
Right.
So you weren't predicting the future. You were just predicting probability.
Right.
And if you were saying if it were me, I would have done this. I would have gone here. That's the best move based on what you're looking at. So it is predictive kind of program. Yeah. It's strategy.
It is strategy, right?
The format may not be. So if you had a board game of baseball, you'd probably be fucking great at it.
Yeah.
It would be awesome.
I used to be very good at that.
It's
a game called Stratomatic that we used to do with baseball. Yeah, I used to be very good at it.
See, that's what I mean. So I wouldn't be any good at it.
But you could do that with basketball, though. But you
I could do it okay. I'm mediocre. Not, never was, because I never played.
Right.
I never played pro or played under rules and stuff like that. I played for fun, and I coached CYO, which my son would be great at it because he's great math. He's great at math. He's great in coaching, and he's great at doing seeing things. There's many times coaching. He's like, "Dad, I'm out here. You're not." I took the play that I saw, and I'm looking at it from the stands, which I had to respect. Right. And you got to respect it. Looking for
right, and you have to see things like several plays down the line.
Yeah.
You have to be able to see. One of the things that I learned about coaching when I was coaching is that you see, not only do you see what you do, but you also see what they're going to do, and you also see what your tendencies are. Yeah. And so you kind of have to match that. And so if I want to catch somebody into something, well, I have to sort of lean towards my tendency. But now my tendency says I'm going to do this, which means they should do that. So then I should try to do something else.
Yeah, but where this doesn't work is in relationships. This theory does not counter work because then it becomes emotive, right? It's like I want to bring flowers, but she thinks I'm going to bring flowers, so I don't bring flowers because she knows I would never bring flowers. Right. And you go, I ain't doing shit. Get over it. It does. So strategically, it could work in a game. It works in those environments. It does not work in a game of life and love.
It doesn't work in an interpersonal.
No.
It doesn't work in an interpersonal.
Because there's always this. Why'd you do this? What were you thinking of? And I say this all the time. Guys aren't that smart. Like when it comes to, relationship wise, I don't think men have that agenda. Like I don't think they think that far down the whole of
I guess for the most part, yeah.
I mean for the bare frankness of it is like no. I saw them. I thought they were cool.
Yeah. But when you hear people talk about their relationships, anytime you start seeing layers, it just gets confusing. It just gets they did this, and so I said, well, how come it wasn't? And why are we doing? I'm like, oh my god, this is the more shit that you pile on top of one. That's how the more complicated you get shit. I want to take you to dinner. Yeah, should just mean I want to take you to dinner. That's all that shit should mean. Yeah. It shouldn't mean other things. It shouldn't mean all.
Why you did something at work?
Right. But you didn't want. So you what? You don't want me to go to my mom's house tonight, or do you want me to just no? It has nothing to do with that. I want to go to dinner with you. Yeah. Do you want to go to dinner with me? That's right. Can we make this simple? Well, I have this. I have that. That. Okay. Never mind. So in other words, this is complicated. I'd like to make it simple.
Yeah. That kind of make things really thwarted out. But but. So baseball will be fun again. I mean, the Yankees hopefully.
Fun. It should be a lot.
They got close, man. They got really close this year.
Yeah, really close, and very unexpectedly close too. Which would made that fun. I was listening to this this guy. I listen to a lot of sports talk radio. Yeah, and he said this year won't be as fun as last year because last year newness. It was new and it was very unexpected. Yeah. And so you got caught up in the excitement of it. Everything that happened was new. You got caught up into it. Yes, these are the possibilities. These possibilities clearly outweigh what we anticipated.
Yeah, but that kid Judge came out of nowhere, right? Did he kind of fall in their lap?
No, well, he was good, and we always knew he would be good. But to think that he would be that,
right. That's what I meant.
You can't imagine that.
Yeah. So there was no prep him up, prime him up to be.
You can't. You knew he was going to be good. Right. But, you knew it was going to
bring out a gavel and a gown, and all of a sudden it's like.
But now you've done that. Right. So now you've set this table as to what your expectations are, and you've added this huge piece to it. Yeah, so now your expectations are here.
Yeah, a little higher.
So now that they're higher, the only way that you can get more excited about it is to surpass
what
those expectations.
No, it's interesting.
And now you have expectations. Right. And so the more expectations you have, what else are you going to have? You're going to have disappointment. So if they struggle, everybody's going to come back. Oh, these fucking high-priced motherfucking
fucking $20 hot dogs.
Yeah, for this shit. You kidding me?
That's pretty. But
it's like the Knicks. The Knicks are exciting.
Super exciting, but they blowing these games, 2-point games, just killing me. But
they don't have Tim Hardaway. Tim Hardaway's not healthy. I'm surprised. I don't follow basketball that much, but I'm surprised at how much more of a more reliable scorer he is now compared to what he was a few years ago. Now maybe I'm
I the one thing that has never surprised me about the Knicks, and as much as I'm a fan, you just don't know what team shows up. And I just hate the excuses that everybody gives. They lost. I mean, it's you don't wear it home. They lost and we're getting there and etc. But a lot of times, like you'll hear, oh, they traveled, they got like they were talking. Oh, they got in 2 a.m. and then they went. Okay, the other team was there too.
Right.
The other team had to get there. I'm sure they had a travel, whatever, or somebody had to get from somewhere. They played a game yesterday too. And it's like Morgan Freeman with the same 24 hours, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just not with the excuses. I mean, you live and you die, and
Right.
If you're a fan, you're a fan. You like them. I like them because proximity. They're my home team, and I'm rooting for them. I love when they do good. I hate when they do bad. That's all. So, but it's fun. That's the thing. You forgot that it's supposed to be fun.
Right. You forget that. Anytime
my team, your team, my team. Who gives a shit?
But it's always good. Baseball's always better when you have hated teams. So
like rivalries, right?
The Yankees can be like that hated team. Now if everybody else can not like the Yankees,
it's great.
That's going to be fun.
It's great.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Well, this is what Boston Red Sox have been notorious for, right?
Right.
You just hate these people.
Well, it's been a rivalry for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, but weird. That seems weird. Like people just hate the Red Sox.
There are. I remember one time. My son was in college. He came over for the holidays. He had a Boston Red Sox hat on. And I said, you're not coming in here. Take that hat off. He's like, what? I said, take the hat off and you can come in. He's like, are you serious? I said, I'm damn serious.
Take that shit kicker hat off.
I'm coming in this house with that Boston Red Sox hat.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
Oh, man.
I'm serious. And I expect that too. If I were to walk into somebody who had my Yankee hat on and they Red Sox fans.
Yeah, I guess.
Yo. Hey, my friend, that guy. Can't do that here.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? This Yankee hat? You got to take the Yankee hat off. Okay, maybe I'll show you a little bit of respect.
Fan is short for fanatic. Bing.
It's fun.
It is.
It's fun. You got a busy day?
Yeah, I got a meeting later. Level 1, 4 o'clock meeting. Got some stuff to go over for the trip. Other than that, nothing much exciting going on. Christmas, not really. Those guys ring the thing like all day. The Salvation Army guys.
Yeah.
There's this one guy in Penn Station. You've probably seen. He dances around. He's
some get really
happy.
excited. Yeah. Some are clearly
clinically
like it's either this or go back to the fucking clinic, so, or whatever. And now they're even like they don't even like I saw a dude shaking a thing in for the salvation. He said, but he's dressed in regular clothes. I thought you had to like wear
some lapel or
something, right?
A ribbon or something. They wear
something that says who you are. He's just standing there like in a freaking
Mercedes Benz
and a shirt and jeans, and I'm like, well, that's like you got to ease my
your donation, your charity.
Right. If I decide to do that, you got to let me know that this is okay. You're just some.
I guess.
I mean, you're just a dude with a belt now.
It was no different than a guy with a cardboard box and a sign and saying, help me.
That's true.
So you choose like we said, we choose your charity.
You choose
what you want to help. But been a great episode.
Tis, yes.
And we're going to get off to the races. So 2 Bros Podcast, episode 13. This one is officially in the books.
We shall call it a wrap.
It is a wrap.
Okay.
Have a wonderful day.
Be a blessing to somebody else.
Or not.
Fuck them.